How can anyone buy a semiconductor company that has even minimal exposure to China right now?
Yeah, I mean, right now, obviously, it's a major concern. And I think that, things are getting conflated to two different problems. You've got the trade war with China happening, and that's one set of problems. But then let's assume that gets resolved, and it seems like maybe over the weekend things got a little better. This is fundamentally a problem that if you're Google or any other Android maker, you're not going to want to expose yourself to this liability. And if they won't work with them, then I think buying Chinese semiconductor companies will be really tough.
Mark, what's your take here, and how far do these ripple effects extend?
This is unusual. I don't recall Google ever having to do anything like this in the past. It's probably not material for Google. Google doesn't really have any exposure to the China market, except for Chinese exporters who do look to advertise on Google. I would think this is potentially, I don't look at the phone sector that closely, but for a company, if you're not able to have the full robust suite of Android apps on your phone, I don't know what you have. You've got something that's akin to a brick. So the reason people buy these phones isn't because of communications, it's because of the functionality that's embedded in all of the Android and Google apps and services. So there's a real problem on one side, and it's a little unclear to me what the issue is going to be for Google going forwards. It certainly doesn't help them, but I don't think it's a material negative at all.
Mark, yeah, I'm concerned about the arbitrariness of this. I mean, without a better grounding in fact, it risks being a text red scare. The Trump administration has not outlined, that I have seen, kind of a specific process for determining whether equipment is secure, what exactly the standards are. So whether it's Chinese equipment makers or equipment makers from anywhere in the world, people can feel confident that the equipment has been through at least some sort of standard review. And I wonder, therefore, are internet companies that want to do business in China at some greater risk of an arbitrary response on their end?
Yeah, John, I think that's absolutely a valid concern. There's good news and bad news here. The good news is that most major U.S. internet companies, I think that's pretty much all major U.S. internet companies, have essentially no access to China, or, the average revenue exposure to China is probably sub 2%. That's the good news. That's also bad news long term. It's a great market. You want to be in it. And this, at the margin, probably reduces the chance of Facebook or Google or a Netflix, for example, ever getting in the near term, 5 years or whatever it is, material access to the China market. So I'm sure this doesn't help in any long term. It would have to be long term China plans they had.